it's looking like Dignitas are going to do the exact opposite. So, you know, nice try. Sometimes you get it right.
Yeah,
sometimes
it felt like a coin flip.
Doesn't quite happen. But it is going to be Dignitas VIE on the CT side here of Dust 2, forZe on the T side. And forZe wasting no time at all. They're going to go barreling straight out long, no fear, only dreams. And Al Mazer, they should have been close enough for the guys playing Catwalk to hear. And we're going to get a push into Upper Dark just to confirm from Dignitas VIE. Yep. Now they know what is going on here, Dignitas VIE. Should be clear as day that this is the long take coming in from forZe, and we're going to have a retake scenario here from Dignitas VIE shortly.
Oh, tapping through the smoke, not finding anything so far for Dignitas VIE. And they're really hesitating here on forZe. Unsure if there's a player maybe towards Gandalf, arising from behind the boxes, but nothing happens, and so a full 5-on-5. There's a kit available here on freiberg and a couple flashes that could be lined up, but he's deep towards CT spawn. It may actually just come down to whether these flashes hit or not, and freiberg will throw them in towards the site. Jerry, gonna be this first point of contact, but they're progressing, and nobody on forZe is peeking. Halser gets the kill. freiberg as well finding more, and it's now just Exit Power and Face Crack. Face Crack, decapitated. Exit Power trying to make it work with the P250, but it's not planted for him. He has to swing into the affair, and while he gets the kill, bomb diffused right under his nose. 4 kills for Exit Power, but no round.
Unbelievable that they managed to pull that off. I was going to call it that this is done. 5-on-5 retake post-plant for forZe. I mean, come on, how do you lose that? But just getting freiberg with a kit, having the kit. If there's no kit, it's done.
Yeah.
Sex Power wins that, and it's over. But Dignitas VIE, again, the clutch goes their way. I mean, that's the thing. The clutch gods are still smiling at the Scandies. And it's a 1-0 situation now for Dignitas VIE. We will get the 4 spy coming out of forZe after that bomb plant and all those kills. I mean, just Galil's, an AK, and a scout. But it's mirrored on the other side with Dignitas VIE not skipping anything. They go for rifles themselves. It's only Hera sporting the MP9.
Well, having to work a man down. Exit Power does take some space towards middle, as Dignitas have prioritized the sites and some control around them. See them progressing towards long.
Wow, this is perfect for forZe, though.
Yeah, such a big hole in the defenses.
Oh, this is going to be really brutal. Do we get spray? We need... Oh, no. Come on, Heap. The molly going to be whiffed completely. His teammates are going to be in a dark position now. Look at this. The double from freiberg. That was so key. Not going to get the third one, but he made it possible now for his teammates. The long-range shot. Heath gets it done. And Heath, a double kill of his own. Dignitas, how do they win that round? That looked so good for forZe, but freiberg, what a hero play.
Yeah, just swinging out from window and getting that double. Dropped the bomb, and that opened the door right up for Heath.
Unbelievable that freiberg gets that double there. And yeah, Heath as well.
And I think
tilt off the planet if you're forZe.
I actually think Heath has been the revelation of this series. He's coming with a bit more confidence. I think that's one of the criticisms that we may have laid on him to start, especially as a newer player.
Yeah. I think it gets overlooked. That Dignitas, you know, they've got 2 players on here. I mean, this is a $1 million tournament. You're playing against some pretty elite teams. And this is pretty much your first big performance on that kind of stage, that kind of pressure, that kind of money on the line. You know, it's a lot to ask. And so Dignitas, you know, if they can win this series, that's going to be working wonders for the new blood on the roster, building them out. Well, they should be able to get the bomb plant here. The AG over the top.
Yep.
And yeah, nicely done. forZe sticking the bomb plant. That's exactly what had to happen in this round. Bonus money galore. And we should get a full buy going into the next one.
Yeah, rather easy one. You can see they weren't feeling pressure to take any specific fights. Just allowed forZe to get that room. Of course, that does mean that they have a very, very healthy buy coming into the first gun round for them. First real one at that, as we talk a lot about Exit Power on the AWP. Not going to be one on the CT side to combat him. So he should have a decent amount of room to work with. I'm interested to see where Harry gets positioned. See how he can best make use of the MP9. We've seen him towards long frequently, so again, maybe the goal. Exit Power by himself at forest. The flash is perfect. Wow. Exit Power just completely gone.
Just
done.
Wrecked. And at that point, he's going, "What team? Where is everybody?"
And the thing is that Exapower likes to go for that peak as well. It is a tendency when we see them on Dust 2.
Well, let's see if Almazer can get some value out of this AWP. Halzerk's pretty sure, yep, he spotted the hand. HE goes in, does a little bit of damage. That was a crucial spot, and in the meantime, 2 players, crossfire established here for Dignitas VIE at long as well. So if forZe, if they go for the late long take, which is looking likely, the setup is ready. Dignitas VIE should shut this down. Flash over the top, Heap is turned away. No second flash either. Heap gonna find the one, and Harry's gonna wreak havoc. Fantastic hold here from Dignitas VIE.
Is this gonna be the way things start again? It has me a little bit worried.
It could absolutely happen here, dude. I mean, CT side Dust 2 has this way as well, where it can just start spinning faster and faster. There's a little bit of luck involved on CT side Dust 2, but if, you know, if Lady Luck is winking at you, wonderful things are possible. So now the bomb, well, I mean, Flit.
Yeah. He's actually just gonna try and hide in the smoke. Is that his plan?
Are you trying to draw somebody out? Well,
just like, somebody kill me, please.
just go get all the AKs right now. You should be canvassing the map, finding the rest of them. You know, I want the 3. Okay, you got to pump those numbers up. Where's the 4th AK, Halzerk? Come on, buddy. Time is going to run out, and Halzerk is not going to get to find himself an AK. He's looking around, kind of like, come on, everybody else has got an AK, guys.
Yeah, but he's going up now.
It's true, he's got an off now, so Harry is the one who has to get the short end of the stick.
You've been demoted. Good job that round, by the way, but give me that.
This is great, though, for Dignitas.
Absolutely.
Going to be the buy.
Well, we know that he's capable on the scout. We saw some good stuff earlier on. Headshot found. Up or not. Goodbye, Halzerk. But forZe pushed in towards the tunnel. He gets the double.
That's outrageous. And oh no, and he's even going to be pushing in here for more. He has no idea. Freiburg has to get in here fast. Otherwise, forZe is going to be in a tight spot. Yeah, that's just really unfortunate. How are you not clearing out that cubby? Freiburg cursing the day that he let his brother die. But now there's a chance. forZe bringing it back to a 3-on-3, upgrading their weaponry as well. It's looking up. Make some noise over here and really try and spread the defense out. Dignitas VIE, though, trying to control the middle. Trying to control the center lines so that they're ready to go either way.
Oh, Harry taking the face. A 1-for-1 in the exchange, and Freiburg plugs up the gap initially. Heap's getting aggressive as well, and Almazer's never going to predict that. The bomb dropped. Exit power left on a 1-on-2. 50 seconds left and a full belt of utility. This is certainly still doable for Exit power, but they are containing him ever so slightly. One step made, and that will be enough for Dignitas VIE to go off of, but Exit power, Freiburg's looking the complete wrong direction. And now there's a real chance. B-bomb site open. Heap has to go on the hunt right behind him.
This is where you're overthinking things. I'm pretty sure he got spotted as well. So now Exit Power is going to have the angle. Heap 1v1. Will another clutch go the way of Dignitas? Yes, it will! No way does he hit that headshot. Gets the AWP. Dignitas can do no wrong right now.
Oh my days.
Even with Freiburg, looking the other way, playing himself. Let's see this. I mean, this is forZe. Just that's outrageous that he gets the second kill there.
And the thing is, with that whole tunnels push and forZe getting caught in the back, that actually could have been so much worse for Dignitas VIE if they sort of lingered in the tunnels, because they didn't clear it. But Jesus, Heap has been again. He's had such I think an overperformance this series, doing a lot to sort of change people's minds. I think, and this map is, I think, at the forefront of that at the start.
Well,
Thank you for production.
Ignominious death.
Yeah, I reference it, and they're like, oh yeah, pull up the round.
Yeah, pull up that round real quick. Let's just relive that. forZe, turns to Freiburg. Why? Why have you done this?
Check
Why have you
your
left me to die? But 5-0 lead for Dignitas on the CT side. Now, forZe do have enough to buy thanks to the bomb plant. That's actually not too shabby. Light on incendiaries, of course, but oh, the timing just barely off. So close for Power there.
So again, Dignitas VIE will take some long control. forZe setting up in a default. We haven't really seen them explore the default for too long in these rounds. Quite often jumping the gun quite early. We'll see if Dignitas VIE decide to throw any additional changes to the CT side, whether they start to get more aggressive off of Cat like we've seen, whether they let forZe actually operate the round. That mid-B smoke does nothing. They've crept past it, they've seen that and heard absolutely nothing here from forZe. And all this pressure that's being applied, they're actually looking to push the extremities here of Dignitas VIE.
Appropriate. And they're going to get that nade past him as well. They know that he's close. Have to swing in, force him in the open. Let's go. Nicely done. So man advantage now, Dignitas VIE. They've got the crossfire established in mid as well. Heath is going to be here. Smoke comes over the top. Does he spot it before it blooms? Just barely. HE goes through. Going to do a little bit of damage. In the meantime, Freiburg trying to make it difficult. forZe trying to kill. And this is shaping up wonderfully for Dignitas VIE.
Yeah, a 1-on-5 now for Power, and not a whole lot of hope. 2 veterans on the site, and forZe will take the last kill. Between them, they get 4. And Dignitas VIE continue this streak on the CT side. It has been streaky performances, I think, all throughout the maps. We had it on Inferno, we had the longer streak on Nuke. And those continue here in the third. Good stuff from
Dude, we
Dignitas
have
VIE.
2 guys right now who are working on secret agent licenses. I mean, Flip and FaceCrack.
Yeah. And Flip was such a big part of map 1. He was right up there with the rest of the squad.
Yeah. They've dropped off a cliff here on this map, and that's definitely making life way more difficult for forZe than it would otherwise, of course. Nicely done, though. They will be running into Harry, though, who is close enough to take these fights one after the other. They peek. He gets another one, looking for the third. Unreal. Finally, the guy gets taken out. And Flit with the flank. He's on the board. He's got a kill. Now Freiburg, just as the smoke blooms, manages to pick up one, but Flit on the edge again. There's a second one. This is all over the place. Now it's Halzerk. Bomb is dropped on the A site, and they don't seem to know that Halzerk is here. As that bomb gets planted now, Halzerk has to clear out these angles. The smoke is gone.
Oh, Flit's peeking into him, the crouch peek, and it's a slow turner from Halzerk. That's how they break the rounds in a row. It's an anti-eco that goes astray, like you said, all over the place.
Yeah, just chaos. You get into those chaos rounds, turn it into a 50-50, then it's a coin toss, who comes out on top. And, well, it is going to be forZe who emerge victorious. So good on them. They've broken the streak. It was 6 rounds in a row for Dignitas, and now the score is 6-1. forZe trailing. And a full buy on both sides, of course. No shock there. There was plenty of money in the bank for Dignitas, but now, I mean, they've been forced to spend a lot of that money. So they have to get the lockdown going again here, Dignitas, if they want to stop things from going forZe's way.
Yeah, trying to go for the spawn-based peek at the start of the round. Well, again, Halzerk has pushed in towards the upper B tunnels. So this is a lot of information here for Dignitas VIE. They can focus instead on a little bit more middle control and just worrying about this A bomb site, some utility expended. And how far will Halzerk go?
I mean, yeah, Freiburg's going to come over here and help him out now. So, again, the pair of them walking into Upper Dark. All the nades coming in towards the A site now have got to be a dead giveaway, though. Dignitas VIE are going to know that this isn't a hit as the smokes and flashes come sailing through. Forest going to be alive in CT. Almazer looking for the flank.
Oh.
They just miss each other. The way that this works out,
goodness.
this is outrageous. Look at this. Both kills going in. Forest is in position, however, from CT, but then the flank comes in from FaceCrack and delayed. Harrod drops the bomb carrier. They have to realize it's going to be Power on Catwalk finding one, and he could get the second as well, but he realizes he can just back off through CT, and just like that, again, the chaotic round where Dignitas VIE pushing in behind. This time it was forZe who was ready and waiting.
Yeah, that's a great adaptation. Reading the mid-round and what Dignitas VIE had to offer. Power getting taken down, though. A 1-on-3 would certainly be another one to add to the tally here for Dignitas VIE. Heath trying to make it work. A Molotov in, but face crack not flushed out into the open. Oh, the spam is good, and it actually just completely eliminates Heath. Not making it through the doors. Yeah. It's a second in a row for forZe.
It's a tough break with that spam because you could see how the blood goes on the door behind him. So he knows just keep spraying. I hit him, you know, and he keeps seeing blood go up. So he's like, just keep holding mouse 1. Yeah, tough break. But this was a great hold from forZe. Well fought. And it's going to put Dignitas VIE in a little bit of a tight spot here economically. Heath has got loads of cash, but the rest of them, not so much. And so we may get a half buy coming in here from Dignitas VIE after this tactical timeout. And forZe might get some room to breathe. Although, as I say that, it feels like a lot of these turning situations are off of half buys. You know, are in these chaotic kind of weird save rounds.
Yeah, Deagle buys have never seen more success. I don't know if there's an actual way to grab that as a statistic.
Whoa, never mind. Okay, they are going to force.
All right.
Well, okay then. Dignitas VIE deciding to put it all out there, to let it hang, to let it swing.
Yeah, the freedom. A cool breeze.
Feeling it flowing through their hair right now.
Oh, wait, you were talking about hair?
Oh. Hold your breath. That definitely felt like it was going to be a shot. And now aggression on Catwalk. Again, Halzerk with the AWP going to get boosted up. And, well, FaceCrack was ready for it. Gotcha.
Yeah, forZe are definitely having a much better idea of what Dignitas VIE have to offer. They are at least threatening this B bomb site. Although meanwhile, a mid-split is underway and there's not going to be any real help. No spam, no sightlines above. At forZe, the flash for himself over, and Freiburg, in fact, doubling up. Oh dear, now this could really look dire here for forZe. Dealing with that high ground angle, they have to wait for Jerry on the flank, and nobody looking for Dignitas VIE, so it just comes down to forZe. A 1-on-4 on the site, and nothing goes his way. Heath and Harry likely to save.
Yeah, that's the tough one, too. They knew that forZe was there because he got a kill. So it's not even like, oh, there's just one guy alive, we got him good. Nope. They know that forZe is there, and he is not able to pull it off. And so, yeah, Heath and Harriet, now you have to save the AWP, you have to save the M4, you have to do what you can to keep these guns rolling. And forZe are clearly adapting to Dignitas' aggression. That's where the streak gets broken, right? That's where in the following round they realize, okay, they're pushing upper dark all the time. Cool, we'll just hold here. You know, it seems like forZe are really just starting to play into the fact that Dignitas are being overly aggressive.
Yeah.
And that is working wonderfully for them. With the peak, you know, that's a clever anti-peak, peak, I guess, you know? Like, is it as if, no, anti-boost peak.
Gotcha.
Onto Catwalk, right?
Yeah, having that in the back of their minds. I think we've seen a lot of teams actually sort of trying to adapt that. I think I was looking at like a Gen G demo where they double nade it from lower tunnels, which is quite an interesting way to approach it. Of course, by double nading, you're also leaving yourself open to the boost by proxy, but I like the idea at the very least.
There must be balance. Well, it is done, and we are getting into it. And I think we've got a technical timeout getting called. Yep, technical pause in play. Not sure what it is yet. We'll see in a mo. I think the mustache gives Ven power. That must be the reality here.
I would rate yours above his.
Stroke the stash, and it will show you the way.
Yeah, quite a lot of facial hair on the Dignitas VIE side. Not the same can be said
quite
for
a lot of hair
forZe.
in general, yeah.
Yeah.
forZe has just been letting that hair go, man. Like, he's got the ponytail. He's rocking the ponytail now, this lockdown haircut, you know? I went one way, he went the other. He was like, oh, yeah, I just won't get a haircut anymore. I was like, well, I'll just cut my hair.
Yeah, it was a very divisive time. People were just like, this is an excuse for me to grow my hair out. It's like, no, I don't want to have to deal with barbers or anything, so.
That was pretty much my plan. I was like, yeah, cool. I'm just going to go ahead.
No better time to go bald or shaven, I suppose. If anybody ever made the leap of just like, yep, I'm just going to rub my hair with, or my head with complete removal of hair, like some sort of.
Just all in.
Yeah, that would just.
Listen, I couldn't go full Moses.
Yeah.
People would really get confused then if I was casting with Anders, you know, side by side. And there was a shine to it as well.
Yeah, no, especially when there's lights, you know.
Yeah, you know, if they were squinting, if they couldn't see the screen clearly.
Yeah, not trying to blind the guy in the back.
They wouldn't know. It's So admirable stuff here from forZe. They've managed to chain 3 rounds together. And
Yep.
we're going to get a look at the odds here, provided by our sponsor, Pinnacle. So good on them.
They are in favor of Dignitas.
They are indeed.
And given the way that this started out, I could certainly see why, but I actually do get worried for now for Dignitas. There's the idea of, well, they've tried a few things, they come up with a game plan, and now forZe are starting to adapt to it. Is there a additional layer to this for Dignitas VIE where they say, okay, they fulfilled a condition, they start to fight back, now we move to another thing? Or do they maybe start to move back to more passive plays where it feels like that is what you want if you're forZe? Just give yourself that additional breathing room.
It would appear that we have somebody dropping out on forZe's side, so it's the reason why we're sitting here waiting for now.
It's all right. I enjoy the company. Ah. Ping problems.
Players are experiencing high ping. Such is the life of online CS.
But
Unfortunately, I can't even check. Normally, I would be able to check. You know, we'd be able to pull up the scoreboard.
It's like, is this guy telling the truth?
Sorry?
Like, is this guy telling the truth?
Yeah, I know. I usually check, like, what are they complaining about? What ping? Like, what's the ping at right now?
It's like 90? The
And
US
they're
has
like,
to deal with
oh,
90 all
I've
the
got
time.
50 ping. It's like, ah, see, bringing it up.
Yeah.
See, got a shout out to, is it Prius who's obsing right now? Give me a, no, it's not Prius, Sapphire. Not Sapphire either. Who could it be obsing then?
Randall? Ryan? Oh, Jakey.
Jakey.
Oh,
Smiley face.
love me a bit of Jakey. No, he does ESL, so he does like some UK stuff.
What's up, Jakey?
Been
Keeping the spirit of UKCS alive.
Absolutely.
Because it's definitely not the Colossus. Hey, all right, let's get
God.
into it.
Oh, that hurts still. 6-3, and
clever.
forZe have been on a roll, but the pause may actually be disruptive to them. But no, Flit finding one and Heap responding with the AWP. Weapon recovered from the previous round, but still sits in his hands. And forZe actually getting his hands on an AK as well. The bomb's dropped in spawn. This is a really, really bad time for forZe because there's just no easy way back to this.
No, and Heap gets caught.
Never mind.
Heap gets caught, and that is it. Nicely done. Almazer keeps his cool, gets the remaining shot. 4 rounds on the board now for forZe. It feels like these teams actually, you get some really scrimmy matches where neither team can get a streak going. It's just back and forth the entire time, just super chaotic. These teams, they hit their groove, and then they just stay in it, you know? Like they're just coasting along. 6 rounds in a row for Dignitas. Now we're up to 4 rounds in a row for forZe. You know, it's just like it takes a lot to destabilize them.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. It's just, it has been so streaky, which is a bit strange to see.
Well, we're gonna get the quick take here of Long. Looks like they might. Well, never mind. It doesn't. Harry's dead. Nicely done there by Heath, though, fighting back. Dude is just not, not giving up. 13-4, and now Halzerk decides to chime in. FaceCrack going to be putting the pressure on and catches Halzerk unawares. Heap continues his reign of terror, but he finally gets taken out, but he's done his job. It's a 2-on-2 retake on A now. Absolutely possible here for Dignitas VIE.
And it's all about the timings here for the CT side. forZe trying to get these smokes down, make sure that the options are limited, whether they get spammed through a smoke or not. And they may be lingering a little too long. Look how fast they're making their way out towards this long area, but they just narrowly get contained in the sight. forZe with an AWP can peek above the smoke, and there's FaceCrack. Head cracked. Now Flit, 1-on-2 on the site, and they may not realize he's here. It could be a short plant, could instead be a reposition from Flit, but Flit getting the first, and Freiburg just popping his head out to the trade, and Dignitas VIE, a 7th.
That was sick. You can see he's just freaking out there, like, I'm losing my mind, man. Which way they're coming from, man? Oh, no. Just doesn't know which way to look.
Just only forZe on the ult. That's all he knew about.
Yeah, that is such a tough one. And then, heart attack moment when Freiburg appears out of nowhere. But Heath, man, you got to give this guy credit. 14 kills so far, nearly doubling the runner-up. And in fact, he's just utterly dominating the server. Nobody else is. forZe haven't got anybody in double digits.
Yeah, they're not in the ballpark.
And Dignitas VIE, yeah, he's just doing work right now. So Heap really stepping up to the occasion when his team need him. And we're gonna get one very quickly out. Shot is there. Halzerk not gonna get the timing right, and that gives up long A. In the meantime, the rest of forZe are ready to go barreling up short A. Life is going to get very interesting in a moment here for C.R.A.E. and Heap. Flash in, shots are there. Heap gets traded, and this favors forZe. Halzerk, though, gonna get baited. Well done, forZe, with the realization that they could definitely be getting punished here.
Oh, Jerry!
What?
Oh, he had so much space out long. That should have been a sitter. It holds like a crazy shot to get him out of that circumstance.
Oh no, and they messed the smoke up too.
Oh no.
All right, we're starting to see some unforced errors here.
Oh, good duck under.
Oh, pulls the trigger, but he gets baited. The sexy power.
What a peek.
Just can't compete with it.
Well, that should just be the round. Almazer closing it out. One in the back, one in the front for Freiburg.
Oh well, that is so tough, and it's really tough. You know, yeah, you're right, because it wasn't like he was running away. He just got shot in the back.
Yeah.
Looking the wrong way. What a save from Halzerk. That was a crazy peek.
And we said it could come down to a battle of the AWPers. One certainly finding more success as of late. The surprise has been that it's not the AWP, but Heap. Really trying to force issues, get some aggressive peaks going, and off of Catwalk, Dignitas VIE will get a lot of information. They can hear forZe out long. Whether they realize that there's a lurking presence in middle is the larger concern. This is, of course, just pistols, so taking these risks is a little bit more understandable. And, well, Almazer dropped.
Yeah, moving on up to long, though. And now Flit's going to get into the action. Wow, what a save. Forrest is going to catch him up close. So 2 kills on this eco round so far for Dignitas VIE. It's actually not terrible. Putting a little bit of a dent in things here for forZe. Can't let them get too comfortable. Still a few rounds left in this half. But now forZe should be able to stabilize. They have control of long, and so they have a way out to avoid the bomb blast. And, of course, Dignitas VIE now. They're just going to want to hold on to these AKs. So, well done. They actually get out with party favors, and we'll see if they can put them to good use in the following round. Liking it from forZe, though. Just getting in there.
Yeah, and the good news is that they've built up some money here on this T side where they could have potentially thrown maybe one more gun at the problem to try and eliminate these AKs as a factor, but the buy is still going to be there for Dignitas VIE, so may not be worth that risk.
Yeah, 2 rounds left in this half, so really just lock it down if you're forZe. You need to come out ahead on the T side. 8-7 would be, I mean, well, best case scenario for you now. Obviously, you want something a little bit more than that, 9-6. But we'll see if they can actually collect the final 2. And Dignitas VIE now, after that round, they've got the AWP back in the hands of Halzerk, who is currently going to go post up on short. Not boosted this time, alone. But it's a very quick mid-split coming in. This is beautiful from forZe. The flash is epically timed, though. Forrest survives, and through the smoke gets the kill on Flit. Freiburg is still in this fight as well on the B site.
What in God's name? Halzerk just finds face crack as well, and Jerry cannot get the split to work. It's still Freiburg on the site, and it's stemmed off of Forrest getting those kills, and Freiburg actually finds enough time to get some space. The Molotov is perfect. A 2-on-4. I don't even know how Dignitas have managed to pull this one together. That flash was just so pivotal in giving Forrest a chance, and he took 2.
That is ridiculous. At Halzerk. Where does Halzerk straight through, man? Well, XE Power, he has no idea which way to look, and he is going to get shot in the back. Nice try for the 180, but it's not going to happen. Almazer now the last man alive here for forZe, and Dignitas VIE setting themselves up for success in the first half of Dust 2.
Yeah, this feels like a stolen round for
Yeah,
Dignitas.
that is exactly what this feels like. You're right. I mean, how does forZe survive that in CT? He should be dead 100% of the time, but that flash, perfectly timed.
Yeah, the call, I mean, we saw that there was a big gap in the defenses. If there was a smoke CT or they'd flashed and, you know, not been blind and Forrest just dies. No way this goes as poorly as this, but
What a hero. Dude, that's just, you're going to re off the side of the planet if you're forZe. That would have been fantastic, though, for Sexy Power to actually hit that cross shot. Instead, it's Freiburg going to get legged at the start. Face Crack applying the pressure on Catwalk, taking a little bit of damage. Still, he's up on short. And if he clears short, that sets it up for the B split if they want.
Yeah, Freiburg being such low HP. Very traditional angle to be positioned based on that. forZe, will he make it in time? The smoke, oh, doesn't quite leave his hands properly, but Freiburg gets 2 from the back of the bomb site. From the back of platform, and he's not been flushed out as of yet. Exit power can't hit the shot on the AWP. Jerry's trying to track him down, eventually does, but he's bought some time for Dignitas VIE. A 3-on-3 to be.
No, and they can get in very quickly into Upper Dark, and that's C.R.A.E. So he's going to be able to set that up. Jerry has got the line. Halzerk, the doors favor him here to take a peek on Face Crack, and so it's going to be on him now to step in here. He has to look for the close angle, or is he going to trust his teammates? I mean, his teammates still have to get out of Upper Dark. This is all over the place. C.R.A.E. hits the shot. Brilliant work, and just like that, they are annihilated. Perfect retake for Dignitas VIE.
All right, that's one way to get it done. Just not even really requiring Halzerk to perform in that instance. What a great half for Dignitas VIE. They slip and turn a little bit, forZe finding and adapting their game plan, but 9-6 at the half for Dignitas VIE. We put a lot of importance on CT sides, so we'll see if forZe can get it done on theirs in the second half.
Hey, welcome back everybody from the break. We are about to see if Dignitas can close this out in 3, or if forZe are going to find themselves here in the second half and snatch the victory away from Dignitas. What do you think, Uni? Who do you got going into the second half? Are you changing up your predictions?
I mean, I know my points are on the line, but Dignitas VIE have looked good.
They certainly have. Ooh, Halzerk with the P250 at range catches Jerry at the side of the head. So already a little bit of damage taken here by forZe, and it is going to be a lot of pressure getting poured on here by Dignitas VIE immediately. Flit getting blasted in the face.
Yeah, split 2 and 2 apiece, and Exit Power trying to get aggressive off of short. He has face crack with him, and actually hands showing through the smoke. So forZe gonna be an easy kill for them. Exit power uncleared. Oh, a bit spooky, but still finds the kill. So they've brought it into a man advantage for themselves now. They realize where Dignitas VIE are located, so they are reinforcing this A site quickly. But whether or not they find the kills is a different story. Doubled up towards the boxes. Heath, does he expect this? Expecting face crack, but the boost, it's perfect. forZe gonna take the pistol. What a great set of individual and actually collaborative plays to get that done.
I'm giving a nice little golf clap here. That was clean. That was a fantastic hold on the A side after what looked like a bit of a bumpy start. Yeah, forZe getting caught on the edge of that smoke is just really unfortunate. Now here we go. forZe showing some gumption. You know? No hesitation. Went right into the retake. No fear at all. Only dreams. Well, it turns out it was a good dream this time. 9-7. forZe trailing, but they win the pistol. So let's see, can they keep this streak going the way that Dignitas did in the first half, or are Dignitas going to be able to fight right back here with the Ds?
Still remains to be seen just how much damage can be accomplished in a round like this for Dignitas VIE. They overturned the statistic earlier on about losing pistol rounds and winning the follow-up. Don't know if Lightning strikes in the same place twice. Of course, different map.
Different map. New opportunity.
And forZe a very passive game plan coming into the second round. Not working with a whole lot.
So they clear out Catwalk. Is this them shaping up for a B split? Dignitas VIE. Bomb stayed in Upper Dark this whole time. It's looking like the B side is going to be seeing some action here shortly, Yumi.
Oh, yes. That is definitely the case. A smoke towards the mid-B split as well. Make things even more difficult. It's part of the reason this setup is what forZe have gone for, is that they have that scout to work at distance.
Oh, the lurk. Oh, this is full-on pug. Flit's only going to get the 1-for-1. Almazer, though, going to hold his own 3 headshots. Yeah, boy. That is how you do it. Yeah. Teammate dies, no problem. I will kill everything.
Yeah, his aim looks so sharp.
That was sick. That was crisp. And also, well, to be fair, it's a bit unfortunate that it didn't work out for Dignitas VIE, because that was pretty scummy what they just tried to pull. All right, no nades, no nothing. Just walk up to the entrance and then just hold down W. Nearly pull it off as well.
Oh, extra power, trying for the fights. Again, he's not shy from taking these duels and trying to see if he can get into the sort of momentum game, maybe into the heads of Dignitas VIE. Isn't always that aggressive, but has certainly shown a lot of initiative in his third map. I think it's something that Mao is talking about, being an instigator for forZe.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't seen the same production from holZe.
Oh, many shots ringing out in mid here. Definitely the main point of contention. But with 3 flashes, Dignitas VIE can just set themselves up to just run and gun as quickly as possible up Catwalk, and it's looking like that's going to be the name of the game, even getting a little bit of a run boost set up. Nice try. Couldn't quite hit the boxes, but I admire it. Barks his shins. Oh, there we go. Flash to open it up, and now the push begins. A nice little deke to force X power off the angle. Jerry with the MP9, though, on the site. He's going to be under pressure. They're trying to rush him down, and they will succeed. Face crack finding another kill, and this is completely out of hand. forZe 3 remain alive. But the important thing here is, again, Dignitas VIE. For an eco round, they get a bomb plant. That's money for them.
Yeah, and in the same sort of vein that we saw forZe on their T side, that is a nice little cash injection coming into their first gun round. This is where things could get a little bit more dicey. Of course, coming away from that half with a 9-6 advantage, forZe now tying things up. This could be a lead gained.
Let's see. Oh, for Dignitas to put up such a good fight in the first half and for it to slip out of their fingers, that would be painful. And, you know, James, I don't know if his emotions can take that kind of punishment. You know?
He does like to live life on the edge in some of these games.
It's too much, you know? There's only so much you can do to a man before he breaks. And I already see them setting up the green screen as well for for what happens if you lose the prediction this week.
Yeah, he's giving us a little stare, menacingly. Knows what's coming.
Not giving it away. Not giving it away. They're just getting it ready.
Well, I think Dignitas, or rather forZe, have an indication of what's coming. They've had some utility thrown their way in the likes of the Angles exit power peaks, but holding for the rotation. forZe finding an opening.
That was sick. Perfectly done. And all these nades still for the A take as well. They can go up catwalk, no problem at all now. Jerry going to open it up. Flash over the top. Face crack goes for the peak. Halzerk annihilates him. Halzerk just mowing him down.
That's
brilliant.
It. Yeah, shut down the round. Just chopping and changing.
Yeah.
Well, Halzerk, the martial artist, making that up, but Kung Fu drops them right in the throat. And forZe, this would be a great sort of motivator moving forward, to have Halzerk not only pick off your star AWPer, but just kind of pick apart the site and get limited success. We saw the aim looking quite good in the anti-eco rounds, and I argue that the mechanics to hit those shots is actually arguably harder. You move faster with pistols and the sword. And when it really mattered, just not able to get that same level of success.
Listen, we don't have room for any of that weeb shit here, Halzerk. Let's you know.
That's me forcing that on him. I feel like that's not even a part of his identity.
Let's not. This is definitely a fantastic opening here, Halzerk. That's how it's done. 10-9. Dignitas VIE stabilizing on the T side, letting forZe take the usual 3 rounds after a pistol, but striking right back with their first full buy. And well, in the meantime, it is going to be very fast catwalk here. Good clear coming in from Dignitas. Harry, though, there it is, the flash over the top, the peak, clearing out cat, makes, well, gives Dignitas VIE all the options here. This is always going to be key on Dust 2, is what you want to keep an eye out for. Because now you can go for the quick B split, knowing that catwalk is free. You don't have to worry about a quick flank coming in from there. And even going so far as to check closed doors as well. Nicely done. I like how thorough Dignitas are being.
Yeah. And I did start to wonder whether forZe was get aggressive, try and go for information peaks. They had actually attempted that via Almazer. Well, the timing on the smokes towards B did deter him. So at least ideas are there for forZe. Understanding that adaptations could be made, even as early as this, because there's only so much room that you can give Dignitas VIE. Really slow round, and still not really a concerted effort either which way. Dealing with this pit player is going to be that primary objective. That will open up this pathway to that A site, but FaceCrack getting one, and there was an assist. Some reinforcements coming his way, but Heap and forZe both find the entries necessary. This A site very exposed, and while Jerry finds the unique timing, not going to be able to stop them from getting this bomb planted.
Oh, he doesn't even clip a headshot there. That's so frustrating. At least you know the guy is low. But with only a single smoke grenade between the 3 of them and 3 M4s, it's looking like they're going to back off and just get out of here. So, man, another frustrating round for forZe. But you got to give it to VIE, to Dignitas. Yeah. You know, they're winning their shots when they get through. Definitely thought to see more from FaceCrack there in pit. He was looking ready. He was looking geared, but he just got annihilated there. Just a big headshot to open it up.
And I think that's where we may start to see that. The idea of getting aggressive means that you don't have to rely so much on just hitting the snapshots when it counts. Because if you aren't getting those opportunities to go your way, there has to be some easier path.
Well, what did Dignitas got in store for us now? As it is going to be, we get the replay here of FaceCrack. Just opening it up. forZe, though, that was a brilliant shot.
Yeah. It was the fact they both died simultaneously that made that so much worse.
Yeah, no time bought. Well, speaking about buying time, we're going to get a tactical timeout called here by forZe.
Scout
So
B.
an extra 30 seconds. Exit Power's been hitting shots with the Scout, so we'll see if he can find some clever angles here once again.
God, these odds have been up and down all over the place.
Yeah.
They were a bit more even. I think they leant towards forZe earlier on.
They're getting in there.
Now they're back towards Dig.
What's crazy is that it's just so close. Everybody's hitting shots. You know, there's no real, you know, anybody really lagging behind here on either of these teams individually. They're all, when given the opportunity, they're all standing tall. So this is just going to be a real scrap until the very bitter end. 11-9 on the T side, Dignitas in the lead. And Heath straight out long. Change of pace coming in here from Dignitas, or at least on the map. It's been a lot of fast catwalk takes, and, well, now it's going to be a very quick long take. forZe spotting as well for the aggression coming in from forZe. And in the meantime, his teammates are just barreling up long. forZe getting a key kill on Jerry as well. He's going to slow everything down.
Oh, rotating into the site. FaceCrack getting one, but the flames don't keep him safe for long. Trying to get something more. Exit Power forcing the issue with the Scout. May actually buy some rune here for Flit, but the smoke fading. His position becoming more and more exposed. They haven't really committed out as of yet. Freiburg trying to dial the bomb in, and they're not going to be close enough for the boost in time. Almaze are positioning for it, but he ran all the way. Freiburg should have this in the back of his mind, but pulling out the reload? Okay, Heath there for the quick trade at the very least.
Get out of here that he reloads at that time. That is pure CSGO right there, 100%. You know, Halzer going to catch him out. They know where the Scout is. This is the bait. Heath is counting on his teammates to watch his angle here as... What a shot from Exit Power. There's the Scout. No kit on this defuse, though, and he's been pulled off of it. forZe, the hero, going to find it. There's no way Exit Power will survive. He is gone, and Dignitas put another round on the board. Another clutch goes the way of the Scandinavians.
Jeez, what an effort from Exit Power, though. 2 critical headshots on the Scout. He gets off the bomb initially, tries to reposition, and it comes so close because that model didn't really feel like it matched up. He's shooting the backpack. There's nothing in it.
Oh, the angle here. Do they trust it? Do they trust it? Do they trust it? Oh, the shot! The flash forces Exit Power off of it. He's got that AWP. Harry rips his head off. They're going to drop into CT. Almazer's close. Smoke gets delayed, but they know that he's at rafters, and this is going to get nasty. He has to win this duel, and it's just not going to happen. The B side is open for business. Dignitas going to be able to move on out here, looking very likely to get a 13th round, unless, of course, FaceCrack has got something to say about it. Again, this guy, he's just not missing.
Yeah, finding some really crucial kills to make these rounds even viable here for forZe. The Molotov just keep them back for now. They're, at the moment, all outside of B, but not rotating towards the tunnels. Not even considering it. So many flashes available here for forZe. That will be their strength.
Yeah, you're trying to sit exactly as many. You're going to have some very clean ones going in. There's the shot. Perfect. Catches the one, and they are fully blind. This is exactly how a retake is supposed to go. That timing on that second flash.
Yeah.
So clean.
Well, especially to have so many into the late round. You dodge the first set, you're like, oh, they've thrown 3. Nope, there's a 4th and a 5th.
That was really nice. Really nice from forZe, taking their time, not getting flustered. Tip-top stuff. And, well, that is as unfortunate as it gets for Dignitas. You know, once upon a time, B site, even numbers, you wouldn't even be thinking. You wouldn't be thinking about going for that retake. But forZe, they go for the BDP. And it's a 2-round lead now for Dignitas, 12-10. Full buy on both sides. And the pressure is mounting. Oh, Freiburg flashes himself!
Oh dear.
That's unfortunate.
Do they know that there's 2 players in towards the pit, though? They'll recognize that at least one had to be here. Of course, finding the early kill on Freiburg. There's a man right beside him.
Can one of them just sack himself? Like, just sack yourself, dude.
Well, it would have to be Jerry because he's the one who got the kill, but FaceCrack shows his hand. They should recognize that the second player's there, but Jerry doubling up, trading effectively, and forZe lock it down at long.
Oh, man, and what do you do now if you're Dignitas? Going B, there's 2 players holding hard. Almazer has been hitting shots like a freight train, and he's holding A, anchor. I like that they're doubling up. And well, this is going to be the B take. Let's see it. Nice wall bang, nearly getting the kill. That would have been insane.
Oh no!
Oh, forZe
had the chance above the smoke.
Oh, this is just so different. It's impossible now. Man. Oh, he hits that too. Get out of here. Can he find the next one? He knows that there's a man in CT, and unfortunately for him, wow, Exit Power hits that shot first. forZe would have had the advantage, and it looked like he spotted him too, but not going to pull the trigger. We're 1 round off now, and no bomb plant means that Dignitas VIE should probably go for a half buy this round.
Yeah, before this round, the calls for Dignitas VIE have actually looked very good. They went for long aggression, where there was an absence of presence from forZe. We saw that lurking presence instead from forZe. We see them get aggressive through middle when Exit Power's alone and peeking in with the AWP, only to get flashed back. Well, this time around, they move into more of a long-sided take here from forZe. It works out for the forZe side.
And so patience here from Dignitas, probably treating this like a timeout as well. I mean, you can't just sit here and discuss. Freiburg, he's taken point on Catwalk, but he hasn't shown himself yet. There is going to be the beautiful flash, and wow, that's impeccable stuff. Out of position, Exit Power. Going to catch the second man across, and this might cost him as Harris steps in. There's Heath chiming in himself, and the spot. You gotta hit the shot. He runs out of bullets, and Freiburg can't even trade.
Oh my god.
No way. 1 bullet more, and Flit is gone.
Oh, that's a disaster.
So close.
A huge sigh of relief for forZe. Could have been so much more dangerous.
Yeah, but that's all their bank gone now.
Yeah.
This is big. That was still, I mean, a monster round for Dignitas just because they got so many kills.
Just trade after trade and just dodging bullets was Flit at the end.
Man, if they win now, Dignitas VIE, I mean, forZe have to win. But even if there's a bomb plant now, Dignitas VIE are getting into that position where if they keep getting bomb plants, they are going to keep buying. forZe, however, not a whole lot. I mean, that loss bonus is going to be gone, essentially. And so this is it. We're getting into crunch time. This is getting fun. 12-12, tied up. End of the tactical timeout called by forZe. And forZe are starting to feel it a little bit here, it looks like.
Yeah.
They're getting in that zone.
It's looking a lot better for forZe. I think in the map we witnessed on Nuke, we saw some weaker performances from individual players here from forZe. Like you mentioned earlier, everyone's really coming to play, having their own individual moments. It's a much better condition to fulfill, especially when it comes down to the fact that this is elimination time.
Ooh, but Flit is there to win the duel versus forZe to kick things off. That sets forZe up, and this is actually, I mean, man, you were really hoping, at least for Dignitas, to get that momentum just going. If this turns into a grind, this is where we should really see forZe start to shine, given the experience on the roster together. It's where they have to start having an edge.
Well, it's an experience for as 5 or Legends of the game. Which eggs do you, or which basket do you put your eggs in?
Well, you find the eggs in the forest.
That is true.
Not usually, but hey, whatever. Let's not look too hard at that. Man, well, the setup is default here from forZe.
And the double AWPs as well are going to be a tough thing to deal with if you're a Dignitas VIE, especially coming into this with now limited utility. They've got 1 flash for the late round.
I mean, you need that flash to force face crack off the angle here.
Yeah.
And now that he is rotated up onto long, they are feeling this out. forZe, 35 seconds left. It's going to be the bum rush from Dignitas. Oh, that net's in here. Dude, are they going to have the time? Is this going to be possible? Double smokes going down. Man on the site. The flash comes in. It's going to be trying to counter it here. And it is out the mid as they try and change things up, but that is a disaster. Flit is more than ready for it. Freiburg and CT catches Flit looking the wrong way, but he is a dead man. And trying to get fancy, Dignitas VIE, it ends up just biting him.
Yeah, I'm halfway between whether that was them trying to be fancy and them just realizing that the molly was going to slow them down too much, but Either way, Flit's in a great position to deal with that. He had the kill on the AWP, getting a triple on the AK as well. Fantastic stuff from him. And now once again, we see a half buy come out for Dignitas VIE. Talk a lot about how this can be a decent round to win. So many teams actually rely on it. You look at teams like Godsent. We'll see if Dignitas VIE can get one of these to work in their favor.
They got the nades. It's going to be execute time. Smoke goes down to block them off. Flash over the top and hold W. It's going to be the name of the game. Pretty sure Jerry was close enough to hear that. And wow, Freiberg made in hand. Molly is just going to completely and utterly ruin Dignitas.
Oh, he turned away and Heath took the fight. Jerry coming on the rotation though, and Flick can finish the job. It's only one casualty. It's Almazer, who has actually looked very impressive on that B bomb site. He's instead the only one that suffers as a result. And forZe are building a little bit more of that cushion. Once again, it has been streaks of rounds. It's kind of plagued the whole series. Continues even now. And forZe are getting really, really close. 14-12, Dignitas VIE. They need this round.
This is getting desperate, isn't it? And well, there it is. Second timeout getting called here by Dignitas. And well, now, what is it that you can actually go back to that has been working consistently for Dignitas? They have been consistently getting catwalk. It feels like a toss-up when they try and take over A. They could go fast long, but again, they keep getting, forZe figured out the pattern, and so they keep getting guys over into pit. And it's not easy for Dignitas to root them out.
Yeah, it is a bit of a tricky situation to be in, especially because if you try and be too fancy with it, you don't want to be put in that position where you've over-called out a round. Some of the simpler stuff has really been what's working for Dignitas VIE in this series. These flashes are doing a lot of work, creating a lot more room and exit power. Gonna take the forward face. Harry was holding the angle, but exit power too quick.
I'm amazed that Almazer is going to go for this push now that that opening kill was taken by exit power. I don't know if that is necessary. Almazer's feeling it. I mean, he's been hitting shots. He's at 20 frags, but that might very well have just cost his team. Because now you're in a double op scenario. You're split, 2 on one side and 2 on the other here for forZe. And Dignitas, I mean, they can go right up the middle now.
Yeah, it could have been a much more favorable position. Criticized him for not getting actually aggressive earlier in the CT side, but it's just so early to do it after finding that advantage.
What a play here, though.
Yeah,
this is fantastic. Face crack. This is it, buddy. What a monster play. Catches the freebie. Freiberg again dies in the middle.
Oh, these flashes are good, but Jerry's not blind, and he's just around the corner. 1 for 1 in the exchange. Flit peering around the sides of the smoke, but Heath decapitates. It's a double entry for him. A 2-on-2 now for Dignitas VIE. That could mean the map and potentially the series.
You've got it. Now you know. You know one is coming from mid, and you know one is upper dark. So the information is here for Dignitas VIE to shine in this hold. As the Molly falls short as well. Exit power trying to spot. See if anybody was holding close, and this is it. Face crack has worked his way out. And there's the angle. Just too many to worry about here. X-Power just going to commit to it. That would have been insane. Oh, he was hunting there. He was hunting for the target, but it just doesn't come through. What do we got? Oh, man, they've got just enough for the force by forZe.
Yeah, they had some reserve cash built up from all those rounds 1 in a row. That is a lifesaver. Heath getting those 2 kills, forcing it to that 2v2, and well, the third at the end as well.
And another timeout getting called here by Dignitas.
Heath's on 27 kills.
Yeah, he is having a star performance here on the 3rd map of a series to keep his team in it. Everything riding on the line. $1 million in the prize pool. It's serious moolah. And Dignitas VIE, I mean, After all the roster changes that they've made recently, the adaptations that they're having to make, and also the experience, each map is worth its weight in gold to Dignitas VIE. Getting this roster and a couple of these new players experience in this environment. So for them to be putting up a fight against forZe right now, it's fantastic. And this is going to be it. Now we get to see. The pressure is on. And forZe have gone for the full-on buy on their side of things as well. Even so far as a Nova on Almazer. What is this business?
Okay. It is a bold move. And he's looked so good on the rifle. Surely you don't need the spread. Less chance to miss, but less chance to kill as well. Oh, that timing on that nade might be good. Not quite as much as I would have thought on Tejada, but again, Dignitas VIE, it feels like they're feeling out for a reaction now, especially after the rounds have kind of gone this direction. So the push from forZe to actually kind of enable that round from Dignitas VIE.
Well, forZe right now, because of Almazer's positioning, know that the lurk smoke was BS over on B. They're not expecting anything, and so they haven't gone for any kind of weird rotate offer. They're still focusing on this A site, forZe. And that's appropriate, based off the information they have. Although Jerry has rotated mid, he was trying to cover it. He will still be close enough to CT to help out here when this push comes through.
Oh my goodness, that flash timing on short was perfect. Exit Power was holding towards the long doors, and now they've crept out. polZe, though, lining up the flash. Exit Power able to narrowly just get to the car, but not get into safety. Heap, another double entry on a site take, and Jerry has to fall back, wait for reinforcements. A man advantage here for Dignitas VIE.
Dude, Heap is no joke. Like, that guy, he is lighting them up right now. 29 kills. And you're thinking, oh, man, you know, Exit Power is going to get back around a car, and that's it. If he makes it there, you guys are doomed. But Heap hits the timing flawlessly. We're going the distance.
Yeah,
it is
actually kind of unbelievable how much of a great series he has had. And performing way above his weight. Way above what they expect.
There's the 30.
Yeah, and he's just farming the kills.
There is the 30 bomb. You can say it, Heap. That's a star level performance. 30 bomb on the third map of elimination, you know, back to the wall, and you're going to keep your team in it. What a performance.
I think that was like jab, the throwing through him at him at the desk. It's like, I thought I misheard cheap instead of Heap. But he has, again, it's if you're a budget builder, Heap's your man. The Preston performance is looking good here in the third map. To keep Dignitas alive in Flashpoint 2, that could be exactly what they need. Now tied up, really, now crunch time. forZe, must-win round. There's at least some money in the tank here for Dignitas VIE, so the importance is a little bit more mitigated.
You need to get that 15th on the board here. This is where the pressure is truly just ratcheting up. And flash on through, checking the angles. So we've cleared out mid. Could be just thorough in this way. Clear out mid, clear out catwalk. That's forced the door, smoke, and well, Exit Power, that is not a perfect flash. He hangs around and the timing is just way off on that. So that ends up really costing Dignitas, and it's looking like they want to even commit to this. Smoke is going down. Rotation coming through now from forZe. They're going to get into CT fast. They need to get this bomb up here immediately. forRe taking his time with this. The bomb is still on catwalk. They need to get it onto the bomb site right now, Dignitas. But with forZe, they could all be down here in CT. They could just go and just get crazy. Freiberg catching Almazer, though. But two players still pushing past up onto the site itself. That's a shot and a spot as well. Halzerk holds the line. 3 kills. All of that now on Exit Power. Last man here, 1v3, and he's going to be backing off trying to save the AWP. Halzerk hits all 3 shots when he needed to.
Oh, that is incredible stuff. Gets the trades, creates the space. And forZe saving the AWP on Exit Power. Fitting hands to have it on, but he needs to be the lifeblood that keeps them in it. Dignitas VIE, they're riding a high.
And I appreciate this from Freiberg out there hunting as well.
It is so important that they keep this up, or else they have nothing to work around. Surely not. Surely not. Okay.
Nicely done. Exopower hits it. Freiburg is out. Let's go. 30th round. Does it end here, or do we go to overtime? This is getting just a little bit crazy, and this will be the last timeout called here by forZe as well. Yeah, the pressure is unreal.
Yeah.
Everything riding on one round. Are you going to hit your shots? Are you going to make the correct call? Do we get the chain timeout? Do we get a timeout here from Dignitas as well? Just maximize this? Really let forZe sweat?
It's like, you think you're coming up with a plan, so are we.
Yeah, exactly. It's looking like we're just going to continue counting it in. All right, let's get in it here, Yumi. Double op on the T sign as well here from Dignitas. I mean, last round, so you got the bonus money. Take a couple of pot shots based off a spawn and then play with AKs as well off the back of it. You can totally do that.
Yeah, it'll be 3 from us, an AWP, and an MP9 to keep forZe alive. It could be right at the finish line, the Dignitas overtake and take home the gold. Exit power, does he go for the peak? Again, forced off the angle by a flash, and Heap went for the spawn-based peak instead. Ooh, the smoke, not going to protect them. Forced 1 for 1, but forZe, given the circumstance, given the weaponry, they'll happily make that trade. Jerry, close to the doors, and the tunnel is up an area where Freiburg is close.
Halzerk has got the doors, and so Freiburg is willing to turn away. He knows that his teammate is watching his back. And there's the spot. Oh, what a shot! Halzerk! Headshot, wallbang on Jerry. Man advantage for Dignitas VIE. And that is going to be something that Jerry is going to be thinking about. That death is going to be haunting him for a while. Now Exopower is going to decide to get aggressive here. Harris holding the angle, and he gets the shot. Harry gets legged. Nothing is working for forZe right now. And this is it. Minute on the clock.
He spots him as well.
Did he? Did he?
He had to have. He's creeping around the smoke like he's prepared for the fight, but no, face crack. Great timing to make things a little bit closer. Dignitas VIE have really staggered things out here. Considering the advantage they had, they were just hoping to catch forZe on rotations, but they're playing separately, playing towards each of the sites. But Almazer is beginning to question that.
Yeah, this is really good, though. Now we're grouped up. We've still got full nades here for Dignitas. Just throw everything in. Do not get a Valmazer a shot to hit it. Look at that. He's going to line him up. So close. Heath barely squeaks through Almazer. There's only so much you can do. Molly going to go down, but it's imperfect. FaceCrack could go charging in. He could try and pull a fast one on him quick, but the angle is being covered now. Freiburg should be ready. Heap watching Upper Dark, watching the doors. FaceCrack hoping that somebody's going to peek, and he is gone. 16-14. Dignitas VIE take the win in 3 maps. They stay alive here at Flashpoint.
And it was Heap, the one to close it out. What a great performance on that 3rd map. You saw chopping and changing. Halzerk had great moments. It was so back and forth, such stringy rounds from both forZe and Dignitas VIE respectively. But when it mattered the most, that's when they found these crisp double entries, crucial kills on rotation. It was ridiculous stuff. It seemed like there were so many lifelines for Dignitas VIE.
What a fantastic win, and yeah, you are not going to be happy right now if you are forZe. What a disaster. Heavily favored in this matchup. It goes 3 maps, and you are not able to clinch it. Dignitas VIE, what a win. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to hear what the analysts have to say about our first series, and also they're going to lead us into our 2nd series of the day. We are not done yet here at Flashpoint. Be sure to hit the follow button if you're watching the stream. You don't want to miss any of the action.
The Reaper has come for forZe. They are eliminated from Flashpoint 2. Dignitas VIE, on the other hand, punching their ticket to our playoffs in our first of 2 last chance qualifiers. It may not have been the way that everyone would have liked Dignitas to have won. It may have been, in fact, an extremely sloppy game there on Dust 2. That may have, in fact, been the first time that either of these teams have won Dust 2 in this tournament. But they managed to barely squeak it out in ignominious fashion, I would say. What is your evaluation of that last map?
I mean, it was exciting, put it that way. It definitely was very tense. Even at the end, it went down to the wire where you thought, like, with his weapons, there's surely no way you can do anything. But that's actually one of the bizarre things about this game, I think. Aside from Heath doing an awesome job on Dignitas, which he was the hero of this game, let's be real. forZe, this is why they're an infuriating team. This is why when Potter watches them in the Tier 2, she's always thinking they're going to be so good. But these are the limitations that hold them back, because every time they're in position to win, they become their own worst enemy. They do a weird push somewhere. They don't respond correctly to aggression, or they have people who are mispositioned. And tell you what, they love saving on CT side of this map. They're just looking for the save.
Yeah, it really feels like forZe are just all over the place on their CT side at times. It doesn't feel like they know where they're going to find that next kill, or even if they should be looking for that next kill. I think that's the biggest problem, because they were actually in the middle of that game, started looking pretty good during their aggressive stints, but then they would go just a little too far. Almazar pushing tunnels, for example, little things like that. But credit to Dignitas for capitalizing, for playing their game, because Dignitas, you know that no one's going to get them out of their zone. They just like to take their time, assess the situation, and if they're gifted free kills like that, which forZe was giving them, they're going to take them.
Well, we'll dig a little deeper into that one. First up, we need to hear from the winners themselves. It is Freya with Forest.
Thank you very much, Monty. Yes, indeed. I do have the wonderful Forest on the line with me. First of all, man, congratulations on that win. Can you tell me how the team are feeling after that incredibly close Dust 2 to close things out?
Thank you so much, first of all. The team is in super high spirit, to be honest. We worked hard to make sure we could go deep into this tournament. Obviously, we've faced some tough opponents in Mad Lions and Fnatic, but we're still managing to get through to the playoffs, so everyone is ecstatic right now.
Yeah, of course, indeed. We will see you heading to the playoffs here at Flashpoint 2. forZe will now be down and out of the competition. I do want to ask about those final moments on Dust 2, however. It did get incredibly chaotic, to say the least. So how are you guys keeping that composure? Was there kind of a turning point for you where you figured out exactly what you needed to do versus forZe?
I mean, towards the later stages of the game, we definitely started to understand what we needed to do to kind of break their C side a little bit. Once we were up like 3 rounds, I think, at the beginning of the T side, everything felt good, and we fell short on a 3v3 situation on B, which kind of threw us off guard a little bit. We kind of changed up the way we wanted to play. But coming the later stages on Dust 2, we took a few timeouts, talked everything through, what we knew, what we wanted to do, and I think we executed it to perfection.
Of course, a map that definitely wasn't as close as that final map of Dust 2 was your map pick of Nuke. You guys managed to go on that 11-0 round streak to start off that map. Can you talk to me about how you found that momentum against forZe? Was there anything you particularly prepared in your game plan that was just working so well for you there?
No, I think we didn't prepare for them specifically on Nuke. Our T side is very versatile. We are super comfortable with everything we have. We have a lot of different things to kind of mix everything up for them. I think it's hard for them to guess where we're going. It's hard for them to know if we're going outside, inside, ramp, if we're walking through smokes or whatever we do. I think we have so much that they can't read our game. So we just focused on what we can do as a team and what we're good at, especially on T-side Nuke. And as you all saw, it worked out perfectly.
I think one of the most spectacular things about Dig as a lineup is, of course, the veteran status of yourself and now the in-game leader Rubberback. Of course, some of the newer players in C.R.A.E. and Heath as well. So is there anything that you've been able to, bestow upon these newer players? Have you kind of been giving them, any words of wisdom from your years of experience?
You try here and there to give them a few advices along the way, but I think ultimately it's very important to let them grow and be the player and individual we know that they can be. Of course, if we do see something that is a big mistake, or like this is something you can do better, or we will obviously help them and tell them. But as you can see, Heath and C.R.A.E. is incredible players, and Heath is growing each and every single game we're playing. He's starting to show himself. He's a relatively unknown player, coming pretty much from nowhere, joining us, and now he's starting to feel more comfortable. So I think it's one of those things where you kind of let the players do their thing and don't try to limit them too much. They are very good at both listening, and their skill level is insane. So it's going to be fun to see them grow.
Yeah, I think that's something that Freiburg was alluding to when we saw him in that team documentary as well, saying he wants everybody to be feeling comfortable enough to have their input in terms of the game as well. How have you seen him, evolving as this IGL figure? What kind of style is he deploying at the moment?
I think it's incredible to see Freiburg taking on the in-game leader role. He's very dedicated to everything regarding that role. He's watching demos. He's coming up with new stuff pretty much all the time, and he's like also growing and growing and growing in that regard. And he also had a small stint. I think it was was it in Optic or Heroic? I don't remember where he was in game leading. So he had a little bit of experience. So it's nice to see him. I think that role suits him very well. He's very devoted to the knowledge of Counter-Strike when it comes to how team play and how we can try and abuse that. And of course, with the help of Vendetta, they make up for an incredible team.
Now, of course, with this win, you'll be taking one of the 2 remaining spots for the playoffs here at Flashpoint 2. So I'm wondering how you kind of view yourselves in terms of the other competition going forward, as undoubtedly you were the underdog coming into this matchup against forZe.
Yeah, I think we still are the underdog. We have a lot to prove to go out there and be cocky. All we can do is pretty much just stay on the grind and keep on playing and develop our map pool and strategies, and just try and see what damage we can do here. Definitely think we had a good game against Fnatic on Inferno, for example. Not so good against Mad Lions on Nuke. It's very open right now on which map we play and which opponents. We don't have that much experience playing against tier 1 teams or whatever you want to call them. This is like one of the few chances we get to play, and we're going to take every single match and use that as experience coming forward into the playoffs. Definitely underdogs, but we will look to do some damage here.
Well, of course, there will be one more team joining you as we go into our next matchup here at Flashpoint 2, the last remaining matchup of our last chance qualifiers. It will be Gen.G taking on Envy. I'm wondering who you think will be taking that last spot here at the playoffs.
Well, I gotta root for Exister. I think Gen.G will win. I think Envy is not a strong Nuke team, so I think if Gen.G decides to pick Nuke here, I think they will be off to a good start in that matchup.
Well, thank you so much for your prediction here for us, and thank you so much for joining me for a chat after that incredible win. And with that, we can head it back over to the desk.
Congrats to forZe for officially making the Flashpoint playoffs, and I have to say, looking at that interview, he did certainly find a very depressing place to play. And before you think that's Dignitas, I mean the totally featureless gray room that he plays the game in. No, Scandinavian minimalism is a thing, but that's just rather morose.
Speaking of minimalism, like the actual thing that you saw in this series, which maybe gives some kind of a chance for Dignitas to do anything in the playoffs, was the arrival of Heath, who had a very good third map, and over the whole series was pretty solid. Because we've said before, where's the firepower in this team? Like, forZe himself actually is playing pretty bad at this tournament. Like, just go look up his stats. He averages way more deaths than he does kills. forZe is certainly an impact player, the eye test tells you as much, but beyond basically the new and the old in that regard, they weren't getting much from forZe. It's like they were going to struggle even against a team like forZe. So I think going forwards, they need someone like Heath to also have a big performance against other teams.
Yeah, and in fact, we do have a Heath highlight reel here to look at some of his top plays. Was there any aspect of his game that really stood out to you, Maui?
It felt like Heath could actually thrive in some of the chaotic situations that forZe was putting him in, like these fast rotator spots, the plays on Cat, where he's getting challenged constantly. Heath was actually doing an excellent job in these situations. Good game sense as well, as you can see. He's just looking in the right place a lot of these times and finding the multi-frags from those positions. I think the thing for me about Dignitas, though, isn't necessarily about firepower. It's that I have to question how pragmatic they're being throughout the rest of their tournament or throughout the lifespan of this roster. Because right now, I feel like they're playing this style that's very idealistic. They always want to set up, they always want to take map space and then kind of hold their ground. But you could see that that did not work for them on Inferno at all, because forZe was just peeking them left and right. They were finding all these frags, and they just didn't look like they were ready for it. Dust 2 was a different story, but at the same time, I feel like you're either building something really great, and it's going to take a very long time to do that with the inexperience on some of these players, or it can work out very well if players like Heath just slingshot ahead of where they're supposed to be.
Well, Coach Maui, how would you play with this roster then if you had to actualize their current potential?
I would probably play some of the scrap. I think right now they have a good game plan on Nuke, so that's a map you can actually stand behind. But right now, for me, I probably would try to be moving away from Inferno. And I know that they veto out Mirage a lot of the time, but with how Heap and Halzerk were playing, I wouldn't mind unleashing those two players on a map such as that. I know they don't like it. It is their perma veto, but I feel like they need to reevaluate that, because going into this series, they did have the problem where every time they picked a map at this tournament, they had 6 rounds, 8 rounds, and that's just not a good look. That shows that you're going into these games with a game plan that's just fundamentally incorrect, because on maps where they're challenged on deciders and opponents' map picks, they actually have looked better.
And if you were to take the coaching role in the next week, Thorin, you have 8 days or so before this team is going to play again. What adjustments do you make if you're Dignitas VIE?
I would, first of all, I would play a little bit looser. I would probably force the game around Halzerk wherever possible. I'd have him having an AWP whenever we can. I don't mind some of the setups they have overall. They just take too long to get into it. Like, they're playing like they think they're 2018 Astralis or something like. That's why even what I think weren't great pushes by forZe sometimes caught them off. Someone would just get a free kill early. Like, they would, for example, I forget which map this was on, but I remember there was one round, I think it was on Inferno, where they basically were doing like a stack over a smoke, and it's like, yeah, nobody's supposed to ever push that smoke, but if the guy does, and the forZe guy really wanted to do it, like, that would just basically be 2 free kills at that point in time. So you got to also know the opponent you're playing. Again, you can't play, like he says, idealistically. Like, you're not playing as though you're trying to one day save the earth by beating the best team ever. Just beat the man that's in front of you.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I know there were some bright spots here to the Dignitas VIE gameplay, and we did take a look at round 15 in a retake that Dignitas had. Maui, you want to walk us through that?
Yeah, sure. So let's get into it here as we break this one down. So this is Dignitas here, just breaking down the forZe defense here on the side. C.R.A.E with some nice entries, and really it was just good timing from from all the players from Dignitas. It was a 3v3 retake, and it seemed like they just caught forZe sleeping. forZe second-guessed their setup, it looked like, in those moments, and then Dignitas, they just stayed tried and true to what they were going for. But C.R.A.E, he didn't have the best series, but he had a very critical victory there with those 2 entries.
And that's even one thing I think you can also point out for forZe. Like I harped on after the second map, in the post-plant scenarios, this team, it just always fails. Like in that scenario there, they get literally last second just changed up who was looking where.
Yeah.
It's like, once you have the protocol down, it's like, I'm looking here, you're looking there. You have to trust that. You have to believe that teammate's going to look. You can't second guess yourself and suddenly 2 people look one way, one guy doesn't look another way, because that's why it looked, he had to say it was a 3v3 there, because it looks instead like, oh, what was that, like 3v1 or something? It was just easy. Like, it looked ridiculous.
Yeah, speaking of ridiculous, and you guys did allude to this earlier, forZe really fell apart in the later rounds, and we have a screenshot of their round 28 bye here.
Yeah,
just look at the money on Almaza.
This was a tilter for me, because I bet my points on forZe. I didn't really have a dog in this, or a horse in this race, but I don't understand why Almaza here has 2,900 left and it has a Nova. And basically, the way this resulted is they lost this round. I don't think they saved any gun, or I think they saved 2 rifles. Yeah, yes. They saved 2 rifles. Yep. But then Almaza, his purchase here actually allowed them to drop an AWP in the next round to Exapower. And what could have been completely different about this is he could have just invested more money in a rifle, more nades, a kit, and they could have potentially won this round. And those kind of decisions late in a game where you're basically, it's not like your contingency plan is in the round, it's in the next round based off the economy you have in that current one. It's a very confusing fiscal policy, I'll say. I'm not really sure who's running that show over there with their economic decisions.
One of the ways you know that they actually understand what I'm talking about, the bad communication, like the being out of sync in these scenarios, is if they have even or one-man disadvantage, they barely even go for it. They already are starting to back off and just leave the site. Like, they don't even wait around to, if we get the first kill, then we go in. Like, they're already looking like this is lost already. So they must have a sense that they don't win these rounds.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, that hesitance did cost forZe here today. They will no longer be playing in Flashpoint 2. Thank you very much for playing in our tournament. Dignitas VIE will advance now to our playoffs.